Once upon a time in feudal Japan, there lived a young samurai named Yuki. Yuki was not lazy. In fact, he was consumed by ambition. He dreamed of becoming the greatest warrior in the land. Every morning, he would wake up with fire in his belly. He would spend hours speaking to his friends about his grand plans. He read scrolls about famous battles. He visualized himself defeating armies, earning honor for his clan, and standing at the peak of the mountain. He believed that having such a strong vision was the hardest part. He thought his burning desire would naturally pull him into action. But when the afternoon came and it was time to pick up the wooden sword, Yuki hesitated. "The sun is too hot today," he would say. "I will train twice as hard tomorrow when the weather is cool." Or he would say, "I need to research the technique a bit more before I practice it. I don't want to learn it wrong." Years passed. Yuki's dreams grew larger and more complex, but his skills remained small. The younger warriors, who had no grand plans, simply woke up and swung their swords 1,000 times every single day. Eventually, they surpassed him. Yuki realized a painful truth too late. His dreams had not lifted him higher, they had made him heavy. He was addicted to the feeling of being a warrior, but allergic to the pain of becoming one. This is not just a story about a samurai. This is the story of you.
Why do we do this? Why do we spend weeks planning a business but never launch it? Why do we buy the running shoes but never run? Modern neuroscience gives us the answer that Yuki didn't have. It is called the intention-action gap. When Yuki talked about his plans, his brain released dopamine, the pleasure chemical. The brain is easily tricked. It cannot tell the difference between achieving a goal and vividly imagining it. When you tell your friends, "I'm going to lose 20 pounds," you get a hit of satisfaction immediately. You feel successful. And because you already feel the reward, your motivation to actually do the hard work disappears. Yuki made a fatal mistake. He believed that motivation was the bridge across that canyon. He thought, "I will train when I feel like training." He treated motivation as a requirement for action. But motivation is not a requirement. It is a feeling, and feelings are like the weather, unpredictable and fleeting. If you build your house on the foundation of how you feel, your house will collapse. Centuries ago, the legendary swordsman Miyamoto Musashi understood this truth. Musashi did not rely on inspiration. He relied on the loop. Most people think the loop works like this. Motivation creates action. I feel good, so I do the work. Musashi knew the loop actually works backwards. Action creates momentum, which creates motivation. I do the work, I see progress, so I feel good. Motivation is not the spark that starts the fire. Motivation is the heat that comes from the fire. You have to strike the match yourself. The samurai had a saying, "Action reveals the path." You cannot think your way out of laziness. You have to act your way out of it. Yuki was paralyzed because he was staring at the mountain peak. Musashi moved because he only looked at the ground in front of his feet. So, how do we break the curse of Yuki in the modern world? How do we stop dreaming and start doing? We must adopt the samurai code of action. Here are the 5 rules to bridge the gap. Rule number 1, the ridiculously small start. Yuki failed because he wanted a perfect training session. When the goal is big, fear paralyzes you. So make the goal stupidly small. Don't try to write a book, just write 1 sentence. Don't try to get fit, just put on your shoes and stand outside. Don't try to master the sword, just hold it for 2 minutes. This tricks the brain. The hardest part of a rocket launch is the first 10 seconds. It takes 80% of the fuel just to leave the ground. Once you are moving, physics takes over. Momentum takes over. Commit to the start, not the finish. Rule number 2, silence. stop talking about your plans. Every time you tell a friend what you are going to do, you leak energy. Your brain gets a cheap reward, and your hunger to actually do the work decreases. Keep your goals secret. Let the pressure build up inside you like steam in a boiler. Use that frustration as fuel. Let your results speak, not your mouse. Rule number 3, embrace the boredom. Yuki chased excitement. He wanted the glory of the battle. But Musashi knew that mastery is mostly boring. It is the same strike, the same push-up, the same page, day after day. The only difference between the master and the beginner is that the master has made peace with boredom. When the excitement fades, and it always fades, that is not a sign to quit. That is the signal that the real work has begun. Do not look for entertainment, look for rhythm. Rule number 4, design your dojo. You think you lack willpower. You don't. You lack a clear path. You cannot train in a messy room. You cannot focus with a buzzing phone. The samurai treats his dojo as a sacred space. If you want to read, put the book on your pillow. If you want to run, put your shoes by the door. If you want to work, throw your phone in another room. Remove the friction between you and the action. Make it easier to do the right thing than the wrong thing. Rule number 5, memento mori. Finally, rule number 5. Yuki procrastinated because he thought he had time. He thought there is always tomorrow. But the samurai lived with death on their shoulder. They knew that tomorrow is not promised. If you knew you would die in 1 year, would you spend today scrolling on your phone? Would you spend today dreaming? Or would you finally pick up the sword? Urgency is the antidote to laziness. Treat this day not as another day in a long life, but as the only day you have to prove who you are.
Yagyu Munenori, a great teacher, once said, "The sword that waits for perfect conditions never leaves its sheath." If you wait for the right moment, you will wait forever. The right moment is a myth invented by your fear to keep you safe. But you were not born to be safe. You were born to be strong. The gap between who you are and who you want to be is not talent. It is not luck. It is simply the ability to walk through the discomfort of doing things when you don't feel like it. Discipline is not about suppressing your emotions. It is about noticing that you are tired, noticing that you are scared, and picking up the sword anyway. Do not be Yuki. Do not let your dreams become your regrets. Close this video, put down your phone, and take the first step.